Greetings, code traders. It is Wednesday, November 7th, 2018. Just getting into the computer here. It is 5:29 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, California time. Not for me though. For me it's actually 8:30 p.m. or 8:29 p.m. Nighttime for me, where I'm currently located. And so I've been up all day long and see the markets early. One of the things that this allows me to do is it allows me to play pre-market on the stock market. It also allows me to get any early news that comes out and be able to see it right when it comes out. Something I only dreamed of being able to do when I lived back in the Pacific time zone, California time zone. And for back there, it would start at like, let's see, 5 a.m. in the morning. And so that's pretty early to get up, especially to read news and be able to digest it and figure out what's going on and everything. It's pretty overwhelming to try and do something like that. Even to play pre-market, it's pretty overwhelming. But in my current location, it makes it quite easy to do. There's different ways that you can go about capturing that too, because anytime that you can get in early, especially on something good, it really makes a big difference. Of course, I'm talking about trading stocks. I'm not talking about trading oil. But oil also gives opportunities long before the USA market opens to take trades. In fact, for the longest time, there was a code 2 for the Euro session, and I'm certain it's going to come back again, but it hasn't come back yet. But it will. It'll come back. At least I think it will anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some trades today. Might get a little bit aggressive because the news is going to come out, and there's something unique going on right now with the codes, something that's never happened with the codes before. And it's been taking place now for quite a while. And that is that, let's see, in a nutshell, all the codes are working. And that's actually never happened before. Usually you would have to find the right code. Which one is the right code? And once you know what the right code is, then you could use that code for your entry. But now, for whatever the reason, and believe me when I tell you I cannot fathom what the reason is that all the codes are working. This is the first time this has ever happened before. At least with respect to my knowledge. And my knowledge goes back to, well, with respect to oil, it goes back to 2009. So since 2009, it's never done anything like that because I've watched it and seen it the whole entire time. And anyway, I'm about to take a trade here. We're going to get a entry. Yeah, what does the daily look like, by the way? I'm going to pass on that one. I'll pass on the entry here. I am going to take some code 2 trades, though, today. And again, like I said, all the codes have been working. But here's the thing about that is that they haven't necessarily been untricky. They've been a bit tricky, but they all work. And so the thing is you have to have some type of mathematical way to get an advantage over that so it's not so tricky. And there is a way, and you can use the breakout technique. And that is an absolute 100% mathematical advantage considering the fact that all of the codes work. Now, if all of the codes weren't working, then the breakout technique wouldn't be as useful unless you know what the right code was. Because if you didn't know what the right code was, and you use the breakout technique on the wrong code, you're going to lose a lot. So you need to know what the code is for the breakout technique. And, there's times when that can be somewhat of a challenge. Looks like we've got a short entry. I'm going to pass on it, though. And there's times when that can be a challenge to know what the right code is. So you have to back off on the breakout technique until you are more sure what the code is. But now they made it so that all the codes work. So you could just use the breakout technique at every code. The only problem with that is that if it doesn't go very far, then you run into trouble. But if it's been moving, if the market is moving, if oil is moving, then the breakout technique works fantastic. Good for, what was it? Good for 190 ticks yesterday. So basically, I'm the one who does the charting, of course, every day, the charting service, and so I chart out the code on the chart every day to track it, to see what it is, to track it, to see what it changes to. And this, of course, is how I know that all the codes are working. The breakout technique is working on virtually all the codes, and this has never happened before. I have charting service going all the way back to 2011, and this never happened before. It's the first time, and they've changed the code. See, here's the thing. Ever since I discovered the codes and then started teaching them in 2009, but it was like December 22nd, 2009, but it really wasn't until 2010 that I actually started teaching the codes. Okay, I've taken a short entry here. I'll be right back. Trade is starting to move down here a little bit. Stop is at 62.92. Initially going for 100 ticks on this trade. We got the news coming out in an hour and a half. We'll see what it does. I'll be back. Oh, but I will, assuming I get out way ahead, I will play a protective stop on it when the news comes out. I'll be back. We still have an hour here before the news is going to come out, so I'm just sitting here watching it, not really doing much. But before the news comes out, I will place a break-even stop on it, assuming I can. But assuming I am ahead and everything, I will place a break-even stop on it and just let it go into the news. Hopefully I'll be ahead quite a bit by then. Oh, by the way, for you code traders, for you charting subscribers, we do have a code 2 short entry. And see here, this is what the daily looks like. So it is conceivable that we could get a move all the way down here and actually go red. It is possible. It could happen. Anyway, keeping that possibility in mind, I'm keeping the 100 ticks out there. We'll wait for the news. We'll wait for the Newsday entry and see which way it says to go. If it says to go short and I'm already short, then obviously I'll hold it. If it says to go long and I've got a chance to get out, or I'm not out yet, I will, of course, go long. Anyway, I will come back. Okay, I have placed a break-even stop on this trade. We are, a little over half an hour away from the news coming out, and it could do anything from here. So I've got a protective stop on it, not going to lose on this trade, and I'll just let it go from here. It's working its way down pretty good here. And the news is going to come out in about 20 minutes from now. So we'll see what happens. I have a break-even stop on the trade. And let's take a look at the 10-minute. Yep. 10-minute looks pretty good. Daily looks pretty good. Doesn't look bad. I wouldn't say it looks pretty good. It looks to have potential, but nothing spectacular at the moment. When the news comes out, it could either shoot back up and keep going and go long for the day, or it could actually go down and go red for the day. That's what I'm hoping it's going to do. If it does that, What's going to happen is my exit's at 6175, so that puts it right about there at the bottom. What is that? That's 6167. Yeah, I'll get hit right there before it goes red. So what I would want to do then in that case is to go for more ticks. So I would go for more like about 150, possibly even 200 ticks on this trade. Anyway, I will come back. I had to step away for a few minutes, but the trade made it down to the exit for 100 ticks. Let me just take a look at the code here. Actually, I can take another entry. Hold on a second. Yeah, I could take an entry right here to go short. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got a short entry here. Taking a look at this thing. Am I reading this right? I could have got a lot better entry. Wait a second. How far is that? 6206 down to 40. It's already moved 60 ticks. Technically, we have a Newsday entry short, but it has already moved 60 ticks. That is about the range that it moves anyway. Unless it's going to really drop out. That's the only thing. Yeah, it could do it. It could drop out. We could get a huge trade here. How many ticks is the bar? The bar 6139, 6318, 62, 63. Okay. We've got about another 100 ticks this thing could go. We could get another 100 ticks off this. I'm already in right here for 100 right here set. Wait a second. Yeah, it looks really, really good here to come down. Okay, here's my plan. What I'm going to do is I would like to see it come down about 20 ticks or so from my entry. I'm going to place a break-even stop when it does. And I'm just going to let it go. I'm just simply going to let it go. If it's going to drop out, it's just going to drop out. It's just basically going to go down and not really do much of anything else. And it's getting ready to go here. If it's going to drop out, it's getting ready to go. I can't tell for sure if it's going to drop out here, but we do have a Newsday entry short. Already good for 60 ticks already, though. All right, let me get a stop on this thing. Oh, I can't place a stop up there. All right, I'm looking to get a break-even stop on this. The stop is too far. The stop is just too far. I can't put it way up there. I would have to put the stop way up at 6217. I'm not going to put the stop way up there. I didn't realize that when I jumped in. I was taking a breakout. I was taking a Newsday entry breakout, but it's too much. I can use another entry though. I can use a code 2 special. All right, let me go take a look at the code 1 and see if I can figure out the code 1 here real quick, and then I'll use a code 1 entry at the special. I'll be back. Oh, by the way, how'd you like that call about it going all the way back and going red? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, well, Can't even begin to tell you how many times I've seen that. More times than I can count. It's just a part of the programming. Anyway, looking for an entry here. Technically, we already have a long entry, but the code's been a bit tricky. I don't know exactly what the code one is. I don't have time to figure it out. What the exact mathematical code is. But I can use the breakout technique here. See, we already have a short entry off of the Newsday entry. And if we get a short entry also off of a special, that would be a good trade to take for another trade here. Anyway, I will come back. Okay, it's getting late here, so I'm going to have to call it a day, but not a bad day today. And I will be back tomorrow to do some more trading. Hope you code traders are doing fantastic. Hope you charting subscribers hit this trade very easily. It was a really good one, real easy one. So anyway, keep up the good trading out there, everyone, and I will see you for tomorrow's trading. Happy trading out there.